Let's go, let's go. Four down, check. Let's go, Scott. Grab Queen. Let's go, Roger.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Roger.
To throw on 2nd down is Keenum. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. You know, last week it was unbelievable how many times they were in the backfield. They had 7 sacks. Whatever they had for pregame meal last week, maybe they had it again.
I think they're going to continue to repeat it if they keep this up. But remember, we were at their facility, and we walked past the defensive meeting room, and what did it say over the door? Rush the passer. It's a philosophy. It's a statement. That's who they want to be, and they've been very successful with it.
Yeah, an opening drive sack.
22.
Throwing is Keenum on 3rd down. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Lucky 56.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 55 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Cameron Hayward in on the tackle.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain. They'll run it now out of the gun. Trying to bounce
gets it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Lucky 56. Gone.
They'll look to throw here. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And now out come the Steelers. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Hey, you're on the 9 over there. You're on the 9. Watch 84. Watch 84. He's going. Here you go, boy. Try that. Check.
Now a play fake, and it's Keenum. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Zadarius Smith. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
All right. Go doctor. Hey, on yours.
On 3rd and long, it's Keenum. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Four down. Alert. Hey, we're good. Hey, go, Roger.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down.
On 53. Very left. Down. Watch it out. Watch 83. Hey, we're good. Hey,
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Next to receivers, they'll spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
And he whips that one incomplete there.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3.
Alert! 22! 22! 22! 22! Get hot!
Now Keenum. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
And this will be a long field goal if the skies were clear. But here in the rain and the elements, they'll go for it on 4th. And before this 4th and 3 play, we're going to get whistles and a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Here's the first carry for Alex Collins. He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hold.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw. Looking deep downfield. This is intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
You don't have to be a finished product to show some pretty good glimpses of what could be in this league, and we just saw an example of it on that nice run there. When I looked at him coming out of college, I saw a guy with raw, terrific ability. I couldn't wait to see how it was going to be harnessed and polished up in the NFL. In fact, some people thought he could play a little slot receiver as well as run the football. This guy has the ability to be a big-time player with more seasoning.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain down to about the 33. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Keenum to throw on second down. Flushed out right. Then he'll slide down to avoid the contact. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Throwing on third down, Keenum. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. You add in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. Here.
Now a chance to take advantage of that missed field goal. 1st and 10, way up at the 37. Jeremy Langford is in. He gets the carry. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Bud Dupree in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Flush to his right. And this one is incomplete.
It's never a bad idea to try and get it to Antonio Brown, but there must be a little bit of the Madden curse going on for our cover athlete here. Hasn't been able to get that elite separation that we're used to seeing from him.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
52. All right, we're good. Back. Check 52. And
they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That'll go as a loss of 5. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Jam. Roger. Three down. Hey, go, Roger.
Shotgun snap for Keenum. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, and the whole month of December is still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Back to throw here. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Stephon to it, the former Notre Dame man. In there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Third down, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bailey. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They give him 27 yards on the third down conversion. Meanwhile, on the NFL scoreboard, a game going on in Chicago. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
No. Check. Patriot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get him down right near the midfield stripe. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
All right, now, lucky 56. Detroit!
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
The Ravens on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. That's going to set them back 5 yards. And the delay of game penalty makes this much more difficult. 3rd and 8. On play action, they'll throw. And he's got Snead. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, That's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Back to throw now on first down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It's a gain of 7, and that'll bring up second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll drop the throw. Drops it underneath for Collins. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And this one is no good. He missed it. We have hit halftime. Still. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be fielded at the 8. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. On the NFL scoreboard, second quarter up in Minneapolis. Early lead in that one for the Packers. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
And how about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield, and spills the play.
Yeah, he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Javon Hargrave. With a great push up front, he picks up the sack and a loss of 8. The Ravens on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 30. A big-time third down play for the Ravens. 54 yards.
Well, they just treated 3rd and long as simply an opportunity to make an even bigger play. Normally, you're just trying to pick up the first down and you know where the sticks are. They took this thing way downfield. Confidence in the receivers to go up and make a play, even with defenders around them.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. A first carry now for Alex Collins. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. This is Collins on the toss. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. The Ravens on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. They're going to look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
This is Langford on 1st and 10. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
And as we've seen throughout this season, it's no picnic trying to score touchdowns against this unit. They're ranked number 1 against the run. But it's also difficult because it's not easy to throw the ball against them either.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
Looking to throw. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Here's Justin Tucker now for the Raven field goal try. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So another good job defensively because they've allowed 3 trips into the red zone, but only the 2 field goals.
Yeah, that's the bend but don't break, isn't it? And they really didn't get broken at all because if you're running off the field having allowed 2 field goals and 3 trips in the red zone, you've actually come out ahead.
Yeah, flip it over to the other side. The offense, they'll hope to cash in for 6 next trip. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball.
And down he goes. Keenum is sacked.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Hey, go Roger.
They fake the handoff. Now Keenum. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain of 32 that time. Well, they've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They're losing here in the third quarter, maybe trying to get the ball outside, bust a big play. Obviously didn't work there.
Yeah, and while it didn't work, I really can't fault them for trying it. You and I have talked to the offensive coordinator, and we knew that was a place they wanted to try and go. And sometimes you just have to stick with it because 2-yard gains turn into 20-yard gains as the game goes along.
Now a first carry for Donnell Pumphrey. Finding room inside the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Right back to him on first down. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Let's go, let's go. Watch 88, watch 88. All right, T, let's go. No, Roger. Kill. Hey, we're good.
And they'll go on the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. And the Steelers on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
22.
Now Keenum. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going, so you know I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play at them while you've got them rocked on their heels.
He'll get it up the middle. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Again, it's Pumphrey. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
Brandon, it's easy to make decisions from right up here where we are, right in the cheap seats, but let's be frank about this one. This isn't even a decision as far as I'm concerned. They have to go for it here. Field goal does you almost no good as time's running out in the game. If you want to win, you have to be aggressive here.
So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. But gets him that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. I guess the good news as they start this drive is that they still do have the lead, Charles. If their defense hadn't been able to hold them to a field goal on the other side, they'd be down. But now it's about preserving that very small lead.
It is preserving and maybe stretching it out a little bit, because if you're a starter on that side of the ball, I certainly hope you didn't loosen up your shoulder pads or start to cut the tape off, because if you did it way too soon. They've got to go back out there with renewed vigor, for lack of a better term, and also a good plan. They need points, and they need them now.
So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that, because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Now they face a 3rd and 15 here following the delay of game. And the blitz does come. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Hurry up, here we go.
Here's a handoff to Carson to begin the drive. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. They'll set up a throw. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Detroit!
They'll set up to throw. He's going to air one out. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Here's Sam Cook now, standing just outside his own goal line. Taken right around the 44. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now they try the right side here. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
He's back to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Back to throw. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Keenan now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. The linebacker C.J. Mosley there in coverage. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere.
Yeah, and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. I thought you were going to go on the field, but okay, I see you. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. They'll run it now out of the gun. Down right around the 25. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure the investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. 4th down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, over-excited, and blow an assignment and give up the big first down.
And Zuerlein's kick is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels, because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range, not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throwing right, and that's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And he just clocked it. But the clock wasn't even moving. Well, that's one you don't see very often, a wasted down. So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. This from long, very long range. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. So it was a golden chance to go ahead here in the final moments, but he misses for a 2nd time in this game.
Brandon, either one of those go, and they might be on their way to a victory. Instead, they're going to have to hold on here defensively just to force overtime.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving...
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
22! 22! Roger, roger, roger!
First throw of overtime for Keenum. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Opening drive of overtime, and now facing a third down and 6. Big play coming up.
Roger, roger, roger! 22! 22!
Here's Keenum. Eluding the pressure right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. The temptation to go for it probably there. Always is, especially in overtime. Got to punt it, though.
I think you're right. I think that you absolutely have to punt it away and trust your defense, especially play a little field position here. But you're so right about the temptation. Another way to satisfy that, though, line up in punt formation and fake it. That's another way to get it done.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And now here come the Ravens. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Now part 1 is done, now part 2. They'll run with Langford to begin the drive. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Two minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this.
Gun! All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90!
They'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Bailey. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 24 yards. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And now he'll turn, and off his back foot, he'll heave this deep. And that time almost intercepted. That would have changed things here in overtime, but instead, second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. And with the play clock getting closer to 0, John Harbaugh is going to call a timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Detroit! Detroit!
Pitch comes to Langford. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. This to win it in overtime. And the Steelers signal for another timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. The Ravens on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 9. He'll look to throw. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. T.J. Watt in there yet again. What else is new as he continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. Here's Sam Cook now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored. That's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let a team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Gotta be careful, though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators, they'd rather take a stand that way as opposed to being nickeled and dimed down the field.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Now they'll run it on the toss. Spins away. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
The good old toss play. And this time they go to the left side, so give a lot of credit to the offensive line. Center, guard, tackle, able to seal that side. But the guy that we don't give enough credit to, wide receivers. They have to do a great job of blocking downfield. Otherwise, that play can be spilled in the backfield. In this case, everyone handled their responsibilities, and they picked up really nice yardage.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we...
I woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I'm gonna hold it down, I swear. I roll up and I'm smelling like a f right now. I do this for my rounds, oh yeah. Feel like in the real keeper. No play burritos. Get to the pesos with amigos. I cannot with no zeros. Don't you run out? No, I can't show you no love, baby. Yeah, I am a boss in the cut. Mayday, bubbles and these models are. It's popping, I tip her. I skip her, I give her the. Girl, you on my line right now. Yeah,